welcome back to another episode of Prehistoric Survival. Now, we're just going to do a bunch of boring stuff so that we can eventually tame ourselves some carnivores. So, let's go. So, the first thing I decided to do was build a bridge to make transporting stuff over the river much easier. Now, as you may have known, before I built this bridge, I had to manually swim over the water, and because my tame creatures cannot swim, I had to dismount them, which is pretty inconvenient to say the least. And I gotta admit, this paid off really well. Now, the first thing I decided to do was that I needed to build an animal farm so that I could grab some meat in order to tame a few carnivores, because why not? And the best place I thought that I should start with was to dig another hole in this random hill near my house. The pen's looking good so far, but now I needed to smelt a bunch of cobblestone just in order to make the pen look more, much better to look at. And smelting, takes a really fucking long time. Not that great if you ask me at least. And most of the construction involved going back and forth, making the smooth stone blocks and building the pen, which, made my brain want to melt. Well, you know what, I am running out of ideas on what to say while I'm building the pen, so I'm just going to skip literally everything over to when I almost finished it.
One eternity later.
Well, that took quite a while, but I finally did it. Alright, the next step is to find some animals. So, I chose the cows because besides beef, they also drop leather, which I need to make saddles. Took me quite a while, but eventually I managed to find one, and a longer time later, I finally found my cow a mate. And finally, all I just needed to do now is breed them and make their future generations commit incest because it's necessary for my food production. And boy oh boy did they commit a fuck ton of incest, but at least there are no consequences in Minecraft for inbreeding animals. Now, as for the bones required to make the flesh treats, I decided to go outside at night to try find some skeletons to kill. And here's something that I should tell you, one of the big advantages of riding the creatures is that most hostile mobs will ignore you. And also, I gotta admit, I really need to make mobs killed by a tame creature attacking while you ride them drop XP. And also, I decided to go after this random enderman to try get an ender pearl. It took me quite a while, but I finally managed to find some bones at last. But since 4 bones wasn't enough, I decided to go out to find some more. And yeah, I gotta admit, I really regret when I used all of my bones to make bone meal for all the crops in my farm. But whatever, let's just keep moving on. By the time the sun came out, I had enough bones to make 32 flesh treats. And also, I finally got another ender pearl from a nearby enderman. And now that I was back, I decided to breed and kill some of the cows for their resources. Anyways, I made some flesh treats and a saddle for one of my other creatures, all of which were made from resources that I obtained from my cows. And so I went on my jolly way to find myself a carnivore to tame. And for this case, it's just going to be a simple Utahraptor. IDKY, but whenever I search for something specific, it doesn't show up, but when I'm just doing my own business and something that I want to obtain suddenly shows up. Why the hell does this happen? I don't know. But whatever, let's keep moving on.
A few moments later.
Took me quite a while, but I finally found one. Now, in case you don't know how to tame a Utahraptor in the add-on, here's how you do it. And that's how you tame a Utahraptor. Also, there happens to be another Utahraptor nearby whose color patterns I really like, so I'm gonna tame it anyway. And it's all done, and so I decided to go all the way home, at least before nightfall. Anyways, that's all for this episode, and goodbye for now.